Hello and welcome back to a watchmaker's journey. This is part 4 of the Breitling restoration project, and this is where we have left off the last time. The movement is fully disassembled, we have checked the parts and we have seen a lot of oxidation and a lot of discoloring on the parts. This episode is all dedicated about the way we restore the parts back to their beauty. It will be a learning experience, I've never done that, and so we're going to use different methods to restore the parts back to their beauty, back to their original state. Hopefully all of the parts, but yeah, we're just going to see how well we're able to remove the oxidation. Starting off with the first method, I'm using a Q-tip which is just dipped into watch cleaning solution. We're just going to scrub off the parts. I'm just going to show it here on the chronograph bridge, just so you don't have to go through me doing this with all the parts. I'm just going to show it here on the one part. Yeah, scrubbing definitely did work in some places. It doesn't really help against the brown discoloring and all that, but it helps in some way. The Q-tip has formed a black tip, so some kind of dirt is coming off. Second method I'm using is this soft wooden pack. It's also dipped a bit into cleaning solution to make it wet, but yeah, method here is just to scrub off. I was hoping this way I was able to attack more the black and brown discoloring. So yeah, at this point it was just scrubbing off all of the surface. And after that, you can see with the Rodico, I was able to remove more of this lighter discoloring. So the method did really work. The 3/4 plate, which is one of the most damaged parts, this is just a cleaning solution, and I was able to scrub off most of the brown discoloring. Yeah, again, the brown discoloring is not the part itself rusting, it's just deposited iron oxide on top of the rhodium coated parts. So yeah, but also on the steel parts, the method did work by just scrubbing it off. This is stainless steel, so the rust you see, there's not the part itself rusting, but just deposited iron oxide. Now the rotor here is going to work as a test piece. This is a part that I will definitely replace, so I can experiment with the part. One experiment that I'm going to try is to drop it into an ultrasonic cleaner. Idea behind this is that with the ultrasonic vibrations, the oxidation and the deposited iron oxide you will be able to get rid of that. And as you can see, again, using the Q-tip and just watch cleaning solution, I was again able to get rid of more and more and more of the discoloring. Just the black discoloring here on the 3/4 plate, that is not coming off. But looking at the rotor itself, you can see that we are able just with quite less effort to remove most of the brown discoloring. Seeing how well that worked, I've decided to put the whole movement inside the ultrasonic cleaner. You can see this black cloud forming. That's just, yeah, all the soot and dirt on the movement just being washed away. Looked pretty cool. After the ultrasonic cleaner, I've dried the parts, and this is how the parts came out. They didn't look. They definitely did look better, but it was not like the sensational revolution. Yeah, knowing that the ultrasonic bath did its job. It did its job really well, as you can see, because it was able to damage the rotor. Split into 2 parts. Again, it's not a big problem, but yeah. Now it was just the method of scrubbing off each part individually with watch cleaning solution after the ultrasonic bath. That really worked well. I was able to remove maybe 90% of the oxidation, and in that way, yeah, giving me back hope that this process works and that the project works. So yeah, really happy, but it was a very lengthy process to go through each part individually, scrubbing it off, trying to remove as much of the rust and oxidation and deposited soot and dirt on there as possible. But yeah, 90% is not good enough. We still have parts that are too discolored and too damaged to put them back into the movement. So we're going to test out two other methods on the rotor itself, hoping in that way we're able to bring the parts back to their original state. The first method that I'll be using is a varnishing pencil. This pencil has an inside which is more like a eraser. The idea behind it is that this pencil should work like an abrasive material, a bit of like sandpaper, scratching off the deposited iron oxide from the surface. That's the idea behind it. The pencil itself has two tips, this white one here and a more pinkish one, which is a bit harder. And the second product I will be using is a rust remover made for the watch industry, or made for removing rust off of watch parts. This is my highest hope for this product to work, because this will be the last resort. But let's try it with the varnishing pencil here on the rotor. I know that using an abrasive pencil or an abrasive material on soft rhodium, this is brass piece coated in rhodium, and also a finished part with the Geneva stripes or the Côte de Genève on the part, just scratching away. Of course, I know that this is a method that will definitely damage the surface, and it also didn't really work against the iron oxide. So yeah, that method didn't really work, and I didn't really continue that method after this. So yeah, just giving you guys a closer look, and you can see that the scratches have formed on the surface, and the finishing of the part has definitely been reduced. And yeah, the method of using this varnishing pencil or any type of abrasive to get rid of the rust from these parts is definitely not viable. So the last hope is the rust remover. I have no idea how this product works. Is it etching away the iron oxide, or is it chemically binding the iron oxide and then you can wash it away? I had no idea, and I had no idea what to expect. I've just dropped the parts into the solution, and we're just going to see what happens. It didn't really seem like anything was happening. I left it sit there for a few minutes, and I'm giving you a sped up view here, because something interesting happened here. And this blue solution started to come out of the places where the brass was exposed to the solution. So something is going on. I have no idea what's going on here, but some reaction is happening that is forming this blue solution. It's looking really cool and it's looking really trippy, but yeah, no idea if it's helping. We can also see a lot of bubbles forming from the center. After it was quite a lot of time in the solution, and we're just going to get it out there, and we're just going to rinse it with normal tap water. Ideally, I think I should have used distilled water. This is just normal tap water to rinse it, and after we rinsed it, we just dried it off. After this bath in the rust remover, I really thought that the product started to look better. Although the parts, the surface was more shiny and more of the brown rust was removed. And it really a game changer was when I started to scrub off the rust while it is inside the rust remover, and that really helped to get rid of most of the leftover oxidation. So the method now here was just to drop the parts into the solution, let them sit there for a few minutes, and then starting to scrub them off while they're in the bath, then rinse them with water, and then drying them. That's just the method I went through. I went through piece by piece by piece, and I'm glad to say that this method really worked. I want you guys to focus a bit on the 3/4 blade, on the hole for the mainspring barrel, where we have this now faintly looking ring. I've just moved the part a bit more into the light. We're just going to see in a second how well we're able to remove all of the deposited iron oxide and all of the rust. And yeah, just going to see here, I'm just basically able to swipe away all of the oxidation that is left on the part. And that's what really made me happy. Probably was able to remove 98 or 99% of the oxidation and the discoloring on the parts. So yeah, the parts were back to working conditions, and I'm giving you a before and after comparison here between the two parts, or between the part. You can see on the right, brown discoloring, black rings, black spots, looking really tough. On the left, back to its former glory. We can just see the rhodium coming out nicely, and as I said, 99% of the brown discolorings are gone. So yeah, that was really a success. The cleaning solution at the beginning did its job, but the rust remover is what really restored the parts back to their beauty. And we just have some minor repairs to do in the next episode. And yeah, then we will start to reassemble the movement. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Leave a like, write a comment if you have questions or anything. And yeah, let's see you guys in the next episode.